Omid Scobie claims to have been holding on to dark truths about the monarchy out of fear of losing his insider position, and the controversial royal author has now left no stone unturned in his bombshell-packed book, Endgame. The UK-born author paints himself as an outsider from the rest of the royal press pack who faces prejudice from royal aides and persistently battles a reluctant Buckingham Palace for a response to his allegations. Scobie's new biography claims to be a result of over a decade of personal reporting files, but how does he gain such intimate access to the royal family? He makes shocking accusations in the book, including claims about Harry and William's near non-existent relationship, royal staff members mocking Meghan Markle with nicknames, Kate being slammed as a cold shirker, and the king's bizarre bedtime routine. However, some are doubtful about the authenticity of Scobie's work, as questions surrounding his relationship with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been posed on more than one occasions, The Mirror reports. Despite often being dubbed as the couple's unofficial mouthpiece, he has claimed to not be on personal terms with Harry and Meghan. Yet on another occasion, he contradicted this when he spoke of how Meghan called him directly ahead of the publication of Finding Freedom. The Duchess was also forced to apologize in court after denying working with Scobie on his first book, only to later backtrack and say she forgot she allowed her team to discuss the contents over email with the author. Here we take a closer look at just how well Omid Scobie seems to know the Sussexes, including candid moments between him and Meghan, as described by the royal author himself. Friends for years, Scobie reportedly first met Meghan in 2015 at Toronto Fashion Week and appeared to be on such friendly terms with the Duchess that he reportedly gave the former Suits actress a big farewell hug in Buckingham Palace after the Sussexes carried out their final engagement as working royals. In his new juicy biography Endgame, the journalist speaks of the touching phone call he personally received from Meghan back in 2018, before he co-authored the Sussexes biography, Finding Freedom. He claims that they bonded over the shared online harassment and threats they were both receiving, with Scobie saying he became a target due to his coverage of the Sussexes, and Meghan had decided to check in on him to ask about his well-being. Recalling the call, he writes, "I received a call that I thought was from the couple's head of communications at the time, Sarah Latham. We had been texting back and forth about an upcoming royal engagement." "Hi, Omid," a female voice chirped. It was different to Latham's Northwestern American accent. "It's Meghan." I put my iced coffee down, not quite sure if the call was a prank. "We saw your name keep coming up on our phone. And I just wanted to say hi, see how you're doing." Sarah had mentioned to her that I was dealing with my own harassment and threats. Join the Daily Record's WhatsApp community here and get the latest news sent straight to your messages. Intimate Royal Secrets Endgame contains a series of very personal claims that only those close to the royal family would know about. For example, Scobie writes that Harry wasn't contacted by Prince William as the family rushed to Scotland to be with the late Queen in the final hours before her death. He also alleges that there are actually two royal family members involved in the racism allegations that the Duchess made against the firm in the couple's 2018 interview with Oprah Winfrey. During their chat with the US talk show host, Meghan claimed that an unnamed member of the royal family had raised their concerns about the color of her son, Prince Archie's skin before he was born. Scobie shared that the names were revealed in private letters sent between the King and Meghan, but claimed that he couldn't disclose the names for legal purposes. The author has also been forced to deny that he interviewed Harry and Meghan for Endgame, but didn't deny that his sources included briefings from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's team. When asked if the former royal couple were the ones to tell him personal details, Scobie insisted that they had no involvement. The author told The Standard, "There's enough people around them and in their orbit to know the ins and outs of things," adding, "If Terry's ever been a private encounter with Meghan, I've spoken about it." Not Meg's pal. With the release of his latest explosive book, Scobie has attempted to put distance between himself and the Sussexes. Having once been referred to as the Duchess' mouthpiece, he spoke out against claims that he is friends with Meghan. Posting on X, formerly known as Twitter ahead of the book drop, he wrote, "And let's get this nonsense out the way, #Endgame is about the current state of the British royal family. It's not Harry and Meghan's book, I'm not Meg's pal, the Sussexes have nothing to do with it, their story is a small part of a much bigger one you can read in 12 days. Secret briefings. Scobie cites close pals of both Meghan and Harry in Endgame, but it's not the first time his relationship with the Sussex bubble has come under fire. Buried in an author's note at the back of the pages in his first book Finding Freedom, an admission reportedly states, "We have spoken to close friends of Harry and Meghan, royal aides and palace staff, past and present, the charities and organizations they have built long-lasting relationships with and, when appropriate, the couple themselves." During Meghan's 2020 privacy lawsuit against the Mail on Sunday after it published a letter that she had penned to her estranged father, Scobie provided a supportive witness statement, affirming that despite his claims, the couple had not been interviewed for Finding Freedom. However, the former Suits star later had to apologize to the court after it emerged that her former chief of communications had been directed by the couple to brief the authors. The writer then appeared in court again earlier this year where he testified during Prince Harry's hearing against a British group of newspapers in the High Court in London. The 42-year-old journalist told the court he does not have a personal relationship with either Harry or Meghan despite being seen as one of the Duchess' pals and biggest cheerleaders. He also claimed to have never socialized with the Duke after being questioned on whether he had a vested interest in representing the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in a good light in a bid to get ahead with his career. He insisted, "I don't have a close relationship with the Duke and Duchess, personally." The journalist, who added that he did not have Harry's number, said, "It's got to the point that when I get press releases from Harry and Meghan's people, I wait for other people to post it first so I don't have to deal with the Daily Mail articles saying that it came from me." Elsewhere, his reporting in the aftermath of Queen Elizabeth's death was also questioned after he said on television that Her Majesty's coffin would make the journey from Scotland to the UK via royal train, with many viewers pointing out that Scotland is indeed part of the UK. The coffin was flown to RAF Northolt in West London, and Scobie later admitted the mishap, saying it was a slip of the tongue and, "I'm happy to own it."